I slammed the car door so hard the taillight cracked, spiderwebbing like the lies my family had spun for years. "You're not welcome," my brother Jake had texted, right after inviting the whole damn clan to Mom's 60th at that overpriced steakhouse downtown, the one where secrets go to die under the weight of ribeye and red wine. But I wasn't there to beg. I was there to bury them all, starting with the truth I'd carried like a noose since I was 16. The rain hammered Chicago's Michigan Avenue like it was trying to wash away the city's sins. But nothing could rinse the rot from my bloodline. I'd driven 3 hours from my crap apartment in Milwaukee, knuckles white on the wheel, replaying the moment Jake's message hit. "Family only tonight. Lil." Mom's orders. "Stay home. Family only." As if I hadn't been the one holding the pieces together when their family decisions shattered everything. I stepped into the prime cut, the kind of place where power suits and pearl necklaces mingled with the scent of aged beef and aged grudges. The hostess, a stick-thin brunette with a name tag screaming Brittany, eyed me like I'd tracked in the apocalypse on my boots. "Reservation?" she asked, her voice dripping with that Midwestern politeness that masked outright disdain. "Under Harlan," I said, forcing a smile that didn't reach my eyes. Mom's maiden name, ironic, since she'd buried it under Dad's shadow long ago. Brittany tapped her tablet, frowned. "Private room for the Harlan party." "But you're not on the list." Of course I wasn't. Jake had made sure of that. My big brother, the golden boy, the one who'd whispered in Mom's ear about how I was toxic after the incident. The incident. That's what they called it, the night I took the fall for his screw-up. The one that could have landed him in juvie but instead branded me with a juvie record at 16. A car theft gone wrong. Joyride with his buddies that ended in a ditch and a stolen Escalade. I'd claimed it was mine, lied to the cops, swallowed the plea deal because blood's thicker than justice. Right? Wrong. Turns out, blood just sticks. "Tell them Lily's here," I said, leaning in close enough to smell her vanilla body spray. "They'll want to see me." She hesitated, then scurried off toward the back, her heels clicking like gunfire on the marble floor. I lingered by the bar, nursing a ginger ale I couldn't afford, watching the rain blur the city lights outside. The prime cut was all dark wood and leather booths, the kind of joint where deals were sealed and affairs ignited. Fitting for a family reunion built on deception. Minutes ticked by. Then Jake emerged from the private room, his face flushed from the first round of appetizers, or maybe just the sight of me. He was broader now, a finance bro in a Brooks Brothers shirt, the one who'd climbed the ladder on Dad's connections while I scraped by on waitressing gigs and night classes. "What the hell, Lil?" he hissed, grabbing my arm just above the elbow, hard enough to bruise. But I didn't flinch. "I told you to stay away." "Mom's birthday," I whispered back, yanking free. "You think I'd miss it? After everything?" His eyes darted back to the room, where laughter spilled out like cheap champagne. "Everything? You mean the shit you pulled back then? You think we forgot how you dragged us into your mess?" "My mess." The words hit like acid. I'd saved his ass. Confessed to Grand Theft Auto when it was his dumb idea. His keys in the ignition. But in their version, I was the wild child. The black sheep who'd stolen the car to impress some boy, wrecked it, and cried to the family for help. Dad's law firm spun the plea, community service, sealed records, but the whispers followed me. No college fund for the felon kid. No family vacations. Just sidelong glances at Thanksgiving, like I was the ghost haunting their perfect life. "You invited everyone else," I said, Voice steady as the storm outside. Aunt Rita, with her pill habit. Cousin Mike, with his third DUI. But me? The one who kept your record clean? Jake's jaw tightened. That telltale vein pulsing in his forehead. The same one Dad had when he was lying through his teeth. Mom can't handle the drama. Not tonight. Go home, Lily. Before you ruin it. Ruin it. As if I hadn't spent a decade rebuilding from the ruins they left me in. I straightened, smoothing my thrift store dress, the one black number I owned that made me feel like I could walk into a room and own it. I'm not leaving,
Jake.
not until I say what needs saying. He stepped closer, breath hot with scotch. You say one word about that night, and I'll make sure you never see Mom again. You think I won't? I've got the papers drawn up, restraining order, if you push it. The threat hung there, thick as the steakhouse smoke. Restraining order. From my own brother. For protecting him. That's when I knew this wasn't just exclusion. It was erasure. They'd rewritten me out of the story. And tonight, under the birthday candles, I'd ink myself back in with blood. Metaphorical.
Sure.
But it'd sting worse. Brittany hovered nearby, pretending to fold napkins. I caught her eye, mouthed help. She blinked, then nodded almost imperceptibly. Maybe it was the way Jake loomed, or the fresh bruise blooming on my arm, but something shifted. She slipped away, heading not to the room, but to the back office. Jake grabbed my wrist again. Walk away.
Lil.
Last chance. I twisted free, voice low and lethal. You first. He stormed back inside, the door swinging shut like a guillotine. I stood there, heart pounding, the ginger ale forgotten. The rain outside turned to sleet, pelting the windows like accusations. How had it come to this? A family so fractured that a birthday dinner became a battlefield? It started small. The cracks. Dad's firm, Harlan and Associates, was the gold standard for white-collar crooks in the loop, embezzlers, insider traders, the occasional mob-adjacent fixer. He brought home stories over pot roast, laughing about how he'd save clients from their own stupidity. Mom played the dutiful wife, baking pies for the partners, turning a blind eye to the late nights and lipstick stains. Jake, the heir apparent, interned their summers, learning the ropes of bending rules without breaking them.
Me?
I was the afterthought, the girl born too late for the legacy. Smart enough for straight A's, mouthy enough to question why Dad's clients drove Bentleys while we pretended to be middle class. At 16, I idolized Jake, big bro, protector, the one who'd sneak me beers at high school parties and promise we'd run away to California someday. Then came the escalade. Borrowed, stolen. Really, from Dad's partner, Mr. Voss, during a firm barbecue. Jake and his crew, high on bravado and bad weed, thought it'd be hilarious to take it for a spin on Lakeshore Drive. They clipped a guardrail, totaled the front end, ditched it in a snowbank off 94. Cops found it fast, fingerprints everywhere, including mine from hugging Jake goodbye that afternoon. When the call came, Dad's face went ashen. Who the hell took Voss's car? He roared into the phone. Jake froze, eyes on me like a lifeline. I saw it then, the panic, the plea. Life for me.
Lil.
You're the kid. It'll blow over. So I did. Told the cops it was a dare. A stupid teen stunt to impress a boy who ghosted me. Dad's firm handled the plea, Voss, being a partner, forgave the damage for a quiet settlement. Community service at a soup kitchen. Records sealed till 18. But the cost? Jake's gratitude curdled fast. He partied harder, distanced himself, started dating Voss's daughter to smooth things over. Mom bought the narrative. Lily's rebellion. Poor impulse control. Therapy sessions where she cried about losing her baby girl to bad choices. Dad? He never said thanks. Just slipped Jake an extra allowance. Prepped him for law school. I got lectures on responsibility. A part-time job to earn back trust.
Trust.
The word tasted like bile even then. By 25, I'd clawed my way to Milwaukee barista by day, creative writing MFA by night, scraping rent from tips and grants. Jake, junior partner at the firm, engaged to Voss's girl, Emily, blonde, bubbly, blissfully ignorant of the joyride that bonded them. Mom doted on him, planned the wedding like it was her own salvation.
Me?
Holiday cards, pitying voicemails. We miss you.
But.
Space is good.
Space.
That's what they called ghosting. Until Mom's cancer scare last year, benign. Thank God, but it cracked the facade. She called, weeping, come home, Lily. Family's all that matters. I did. Drove down for chemo chats and bone marrow talks that never happened. Forgave, too easy. Cooked her meals. Held her hand. Jake tolerated me. Emily smiled through gritted teeth. Then, 2 months ago, the text found something in Jake's files.
Call me.
From Dad's old paralegal. Fired for incompetence. Attached emails.
Jake. Now.
Covering for Voss's son on a DUI, same playbook. Paying off witnesses. Pinning it on an intern. History repeating. But this time, no little sister to scapegoat. I confronted Jake privately. Over coffee in his sleek condo overlooking the lake. You're doing it again. Using people like disposable napkins. He laughed. Cold. And you're still playing martyr? That car thing was your choice.
Lil.
Don't drag me down now. Your choice too, I shot back. I lied for you. Grateful, he sneered. But family's about moving forward. You're stuck.
Stuck.
The word that severed us. I walked out, blocked numbers, vowed silence. Until the birthday invite, mass text, excluding me.
Petty.
Pull. The final straw.
Now.
Here in the prime cut. The private room door cracked open. Mom's voice floated out. Frail but festive. Where's the cake? Laughter followed. Clinking glasses.
To them.
It was just another milestone.
To me.
Armageddon. Brittany reappeared. Manager in tow. A burly guy in his 50s. Salt and pepper beard. Name tag Ron. He sized me up. Then Jake, who was lurking by the door like a bouncer. Problem here? Ron asked. Voice gravelly, with that South Side accent. She ain't family, Jake snapped. Not invited. Ron's eyes narrowed, flicking to my arm, the bruise purpling under the sleeve. Every seat in my place is welcome unless I say otherwise.
And tonight?
That booth's half empty, 'cause your party's short one chair. Jake bristled. It's private. Private pays the bill, Ron countered. But harassment? That's public. Cops love that shit on birthdays. The room hushed. Heads turned. Aunt Rita's wine glass paused mid-sip. Cousin Mike's fork hovered over his fillet. Mom peered out, her face crumpling at the sight of me. Lily?
Oh,
Honey. Jake whirled. Mom.
no.
She's not. But Ron was already ushering me forward. A gentle hand on my shoulder. Ma'am. Your table's this way. First rounds on the house. The family stared, shocked silence. Then murmurs. Emily's eyes widened. Voss, invited as family friend, shifted uncomfortably. I slid into the empty seat beside Mom, her hand trembling as it found mine under the tablecloth. You came, she whispered, tears welling. Wouldn't miss it, I murmured, squeezing back. But my eyes locked on Jake's. A promise unspoken. This isn't forgiveness. It's the opening act. Cake arrived, chocolate layered, 60 candles flickering like tiny infernos. We sang, off-key and awkward, the tension thicker than the frosting. Toasts followed Jake's, polished, about Mom's strength, conveniently omitting mine during her scare. Aunt Rita's, slurred, about blood being thicker. I sipped water, waiting.
Then,
my turn. Mom nodded expectantly. I stood, glass raised. To Mom, I began, voice clear. The woman who taught me family means sacrifice. Like the time I took the fall for a stolen car. Lily, Jake hissed, half rising. So my brother could chase his dreams without cuffs. Or how Dad's firm saved clients by pinning messes on the little guy. Sound familiar? Mr. Voss. I turned to him.
smile sharp.
Your son's DUI last month. Jake's handling it clean. Right? No interns catching hell this time. Gasps rippled. Voss choked on his scotch. Emily's face drained white. Mom's grip tightened, confusion warring with dawning horror.
What?
What are you saying? The truth, I said softly. I've carried it long enough. Jake's emails, payoffs. Witness tampering. Same as the Escalade, but bigger. Federal. Maybe. If the feds peek. Jake lunged, chair scraping. You lying bitch. Those are forged. Ron materialized. 2 busboys flanking him like linebackers. Easy, sir. Or the party's over, your tab included. Voss stood, red-faced. This is libel. Harlan and Associates will sue. Good, I shot back. Let the discovery process dig up Jake's joyride logs. Or your son's blood alcohol levels. Chaos erupted, shouts, tears, Mom collapsing into sobs. Aunt Rita dialed her lawyer, ironic. Cousin Mike laughed nervously. Emily fled to the bathroom, heels echoing. Jake towered over me, fists balled. You just destroyed us. For what? Spite. For justice, I whispered. The kind you never gave. But as sirens wailed faintly outside, someone must have called it in. The doubt crept. Was this revenge? Or just rage? Mom's eyes pleaded. Why now? Voss's glare promised ruin. And Jake. For a split second, I saw the boy I'd saved. Broken. Ron pulled me aside as cops swarmed the entrance. Kid. That was ballsy. But you okay? I nodded.
Numb.
Had to be done. He slipped me a card. If you need a job or a witness, call.
Then.
Softer. Family's a bitch sometimes. The night dissolved into statements. Accusations. Jake arrested for assault. That bruise helped. Voss lawyered up. Mom hospitalized for stress.
Me?
I drove back to Milwaukee under sleet, the city's lights mocking in the rearview. Weeks blurred. Lawsuits flew, Voss versus me for defamation. Jake's bar complaint pending. Mom called from rehab. I knew about the car. Always did. Forgave you both.
But.
You broke my heart tonight.
Broke.
Not mended. The twist hit via email. Anonymous. Check the attachment. Your real leverage. Photos, Jake and Voss. Not just covering DUIs, but laundering firm profits through Mom's charity fund. She'd known. Signed off. To save the house. The lifestyle. I'd taken the fall for Jake's theft. She'd buried the firms for all of them. Rage reignited.
But now?
Debate raged in my head. Expose it all, torch the empire. Leave Mom penniless? Or walk away? Let karma's slow burn suffice? I chose the gray. Leaked to a podcaster. Anonymized. Family secrets, when blood buys silence. It dropped viral. Splitting America, Team Lily martyrs versus family first enablers. Jake disbarred. Voss indicted. Mom, she wrote, proud.
But lost.
Visit. I did. Last week. Over coffee.
Not cake.
Twist of fate, she said. Frail smile. You saved us from ourselves.
Saved.
Or damned. The line blurs in revenge's shadow. But damn if it doesn't feel like breathing free. The fallout from the prime cut hit like a Midwest blizzard, swift, blinding, and burying everything in its path. I woke up the next morning in my Milwaukee studio. The kind of place where the radiator clanks like a guilty conscience, and the walls are thin enough to hear your neighbor's arguments. To 37 missed calls. Mom's number topped the list. Then Jake's lawyer. A reporter from the Tribune. And, oddly, Ron from the restaurant. I let them all go to voicemail, brewing weak coffee while scrolling the overnight carnage. Social media was a dumpster fire. Prime cut revenge, trended. Clips of the confrontation, someone filmed it. The bastards looping. My toast. Jake's lunge. Ron's intervention. Comments split vicious, half crowning me a hero for calling out toxic patriarchs, the other half branding me a vengeful harpy, airing dirty laundry on Mom's big day. One viral thread dissected the ethics. Was exposing family crimes cathartic justice or selfish sabotage? I laughed bitterly. If only they knew the half of it. By noon, the paralegal texted, "You're welcome. Stay safe." The fired one who'd tipped me off months back. I replied with a thumbs-up emoji. The universal symbol for I owe you my life. But let's not get mushy. Then I called Ron. "That card," I said when he picked up. "Serious about the job?" "Dead serious," he rumbled. "Bartending shift's open. And if your brother's goons show, I've got a baseball bat from my White Sox days." I started that night, slinging Manhattans to yuppies nursing their own grudges. The prime cut felt worlds away. But Ron's spot was pure Chicago grit. Faded Cubs posters. Formica counters scarred from decades of spilled dreams. Tips were decent. Conversations better. Regulars spun yarns about exes who'd cleaned them out. Bosses who'd stolen their ideas. Revenge is a dish best served cold, one grizzled vet told me over his third old style. But family? That's served frozen. Thaw's wrong every time. He wasn't wrong. Mom's voicemail finally broke me. "Lily.
Please."
Jake's out on bail. Raging. Voss is threatening everything. "Come home, we talk." Home. The word twisted like a knife. The house in Oak Park, with its wraparound porch and secrets in the basement safe. I'd grown up there, racing Jake through sprinklers, building forts from law books.
Now?
It was a mausoleum. I drove down that weekend, rain-slicked I-94 mirroring my mood. Jake answered the door, black eye blooming from the arrest scuffle. What? Come to gloat. No hug. Just a glare that could have curdled milk.
Peace talk. I lied.
Stepping past him. Mom waited in the living room, swaddled in a quilt, looking smaller than her 5-foot frame. The cake sat uneaten on the coffee table, half gone. Candles melted into waxy graves. Lily, she breathed, patting the couch. Jake hovered, arms crossed, a sentinel of spite. We danced the dance, apologies that weren't, accusations thinly veiled as concerns. You humiliated us, Jake spat. Voss pulled his account. Dad's legacy. Gone. Your legacy, I corrected. Built on my back. Mom intervened, voice quavering. Enough. Lily. Why now? After all this time? Because the cancer scare cracked you open? I wanted to scream. Because I saw you choose them over me. Again and again. Instead, because it's eating me alive. The lies. The cover-ups. She sighed, eyes distant. Your father. He taught us survival. Harlan and Associates wasn't just a job. It was us.
Us.
The firm had been Dad's god, long hours. Whispered deals in the den. I'd eavesdropped once. 12 years old. Hearing him coach Jake. Admit nothing. Blame the weak link. Prophecy fulfilled. Jake paced. This podcast bullshit? You're done. Emily left me, says she can't trust the family. Good, I said. Too quick. Guilt flickered. But so did triumph. Emily deserved better than a liar's ring. Mom's phone buzzed, Voss. She answered. Voice stealing.
No.
Richard. We handle this internally.
Click.
He's furious. Wants blood or money. Let him sue, Jake snarled. We'll countersue for extortion. Those emails? Planted. Planted. The word ignited something feral. By whom? The paralegal you fired for whistleblowing?
Or me?
The disgruntled sister? He lunged again. But Mom's cry stopped him. Stop. Both of you out. Lily. Stay. Jake stormed upstairs. Door slamming like thunder. Mom and I sat in silence. The clock ticking accusations. I knew about the car, she confessed finally, echoing her rehab call. Told your father to fix it. He did for Jake. And me. My voice cracked. You were strong. Always were. Tears tracked her cheeks. I failed you there. But the firm. After your father died, it was all we had. Voss's contributions, they kept the lights on. Contributions. Laundered cash. Per the photos.
Mom.
It's fraud. She nodded. Weary. I know. Sign the papers myself. To protect Jake's future.
Protect.
The Harlan Creed. I hugged her goodbye, promising nothing. Driving back, the sleet turned to snow, blanketing the doubt. Hero or villain? The podcaster's interview loomed, tomorrow.
Live.
Spill more? Or seal lips? O'Malley's that night was packed. Holiday buzz masking the chill. Ron poured me a shift under, Irish coffee. Heavy on the whiskey. Heard about the drama, he said, sliding it over. You holding? Barely. I sipped. Warmth spreading. Ever regret a revenge play? He chuckled, polishing glasses.
Once.
Beat my old man bloody after he beat Mom. Felt good, till the hospital bills. Sometimes, winning loses you more. His words haunted the podcast booth next day, a dingy studio in Wrigleyville. Mike hot as judgment. The host, a sharp-tongued millennial named Kara, leaned in. Lily Harlan. Welcome. So, the birthday bombshell. Walk us through the betrayal. I did. Voice steady. The car. The cover. The exclusion. Listeners flooded chat. Slay.
Queen.
Versus. Family privacy.
Though?
Then the twist question. Worth the wreckage? Wreckage. Mom's health. Jake's career. The firm's collapse. It's not black and white, I admitted. But silence was killing me slower. Post-show. Buzz exploded. Tribune headline. Heiress exposes dynasty of deceit. Protests outside the firm. Feminists chanting for me. Suits decrying cancel culture. Jake texted. Ruined us. Happy?
No.
I replied. But free. Freedom's price tag arrived via certified mail. Voss's summons. Defamation. $5 million. I laughed. Couldn't afford ramen. Let alone that. Ron offered his cousin. A pro bono shark. Family discount, he winked. Trial prep unearthed more graves. Subpoenas dug up Dad's old files. Not just the Escalade, but a pattern. Jake's college hazing cover-up, I took dorm expulsion. Internship embezzlement blamed on me. Misfiled receipts. I'd been the firm's phantom scapegoat. Invisible till I wasn't. Mom testified first shaky, but honest. Lily protected us. We repaid with silence. Jury softened. But Voss's lawyers painted me venomous. Jealous of her brother's success. Success. Built on my bones. My turn on the stand, raw, unfiltered. I loved them. Still do. In pieces. But love shouldn't cost your soul. Cross-exam shredded me. So you crashed a party for spite? But Ron's cousin pivoted. Or courage? Jury deliberated 2 days. Verdict. Voss's suit dismissed. Countersuit for harassment against Jake pending. Outside court. Cameras flashed. I shielded Mom's face.
Jake?
Absent. Holed up with booze and bitterness. That night, O'Malley's toasted me, shots on the house. But victory soured. Emily called. Jake's spiraling. Blames you for everything. Guilt gnawed. The boy I'd saved, was I the monster now? Then the anonymous email 2.0, deeper dig. Mom safe, combo August 16th, 94, your birthday. Jake's arrest. Curiosity overrode caution. I drove to Oak Park alone. Let in by the spare key Mom slipped me post-verdict. The safe, dusty ledgers, offshore accounts, and a letter, Dad's handwriting, dated pre-death. To my girl Lily, if you're reading this, the lies caught up. The firm was dirty from jump, Voss's racket. Jake Seeger. I made you the shield 'cause you were toughest. Forgive?
Nah. Fight.
Love. Dad. Toughest. Or targeted. Tears blurred ink. He'd known, groomed me as the fall guy from the start. Betrayal cubed. I copied files. Locked up. Drove into dawn. Leak or burn. The choice split me, Expose the dead man's sins. Orphan mom fully? Or bury with him? Let Jake rot in partial truth? Kara messaged. Follow-up EP? The dad twist could blow minds.
Blow. Destroy.
Debatable damnation. Spring thawed Chicago's ice.
But my veins stayed frozen.
The dad letter burned a hole in my laptop. Files encrypted, but screaming for release. O'Malley's became sanctuary. Nights pouring pints. Days dodging paparazzi, who dubbed me the birthday Avenger. Cute. Till they camped mom's porch, turning her recovery into spectacle. Jake resurfaced mid-April, gaunt and unshaven, cornering me post-shift. Rain slicked his hair, eyes hollow. We talk. Real. Against Ron's growl. Call if he twitches, I nodded. Diner off division. Neutral ground, greasy spoons and flickering neons. He slid into the booth, ordering black coffee, like it could revive him. Emily's filing. Voss cut me off. Firm's folding. Schadenfreude tempted. But pity won. You built that cage. Jake. He flinched.
Yeah.
And you unlocked it with a sledgehammer.
Pause.
Stirring sugar he didn't use. Dad's letter. Mom told me.
He
planned it. I nodded, sliding my phone across scan copy. His face crumpled. Boyish vulnerability cracking the bro facade. Why you? We were equals. Were we? Bitter laugh. You got the crown. I got the cross. He rubbed temples. I envied you.
Lil. Free.
No expectations.
Me?
Chained to his ghost. Make partner or bust.
The car. I panicked.
Thought you'd shrug it off.
Shrug.
Like community service was a spa day. And now.
Now. He met my eyes. Raw.
Help me fix it. Leak those files, anonymous. Take Voss down. Not us.
Us.
The word dangled like bait. Tempting. Unite against the real villain. Spare mom the fallout. But trust? Shattered as the Escalade's windshield. I'll think, I said. He left cash for the bill. Too much.
Guilt tip.
Back home. The dilemma churned. Kara pushed. This is Pulitzer shit. Expose the patriarch, cycle breaker. Ron countered over beers. Blood's blood.
Leak it.
You're judge and jury. Walk. You're complicit. Complicit. The curse of the Harlans. I visited mom, finding her weeding the garden. Miracle of meds and spite. Heard from Jake, she said. Dirt under nails. Talking peace. Something. I knelt. Pulling dandelions. Dad's files. You knew. She stilled. Trowel midair. Suspected. He died before confessing. Heart attack. Boardroom stress. Voss pushed expansions. Dirtier deals. I turned cheek for the mortgage.
Cheek.
Or complicity. And now.
Now.
I sell the house. Start clean.
But you.
Lily, don't let it define you.
Define.
It already had scar tissue over dreams deferred. MFA stalled. Writing dried up. Who pens novels when life's a thriller? Decision crystallized at O'Malley's that night, busy with derby bets. TV's blaring horses. A regular, blue-collar philosopher named Sal. Slap my bar. Revenge.
Kid?
It's like betting a long shot. Wins big or leaves you broke.
Broke.
I'd been that since 16. Time to cash in. I met Jake at the old firm, abandoned now. Windows papered. Locks rusty. Twilight shadows stretched like accusations. Files go public, I said. USB in hand. Voss only. Your name redacted. Mom's too. Relief washed him.
Deal.
Thank you. Sis.
Sis.
The words stung sweet. We hugged, awkward.
Real.
First in years. Leak dropped Friday. A non-source. Legal Eagle Voss's money launder legacy. Feds swarmed by noon. Voss cuffed on CNN. Blustering innocence. Jake's phone blew. Offers from clean firms. Redemption arc primed. Mom listed the house. Eyeing Florida condos. Fresh start, she texted. With a heart.
Me?
Kara's pod hit one. Bonus check bought a used Prius. Writing flowed again, memoir outline. Shades of Harlan, a sister's stand. Publishers sniffed. Smelling scandal gold. But cracks spidered. Emily emailed. Jake's lying again. Boss files? He buried his copies, insurance. Attached, scans. Jake's SIG on Shellcore. Post-leak dates. Covering ass. Post-exposure. Rage reboiled. The piece?
Mirage.
He'd flipped. Used my mercy as shield. Confrontation at his new gig. A boutique firm in River North. He buzzed me up. Smug in a fresh suit.
Lil.
Celebrate. Celebrate betrayal? I slapped Prince down. You redacted yourself clean, but kept the dirt. For what? Leverage? His smile died. Self-preservation. Voss goes down. I rise. Family first, right?
Wrong.
Family's you. Always was. He shrugged. Join or get out. I've got Emily back, promises made. Emily. The ghost. She knows. Knows enough. Loves anyway. Dismissive wave. Your move. Martyr. I walked. Elevator dinging like a coffin nail. Outside. Spring air mocked. Blooming magnolias. Oblivious joy. Called Ron. Bat ready? Always. What's the play?
Play.
Revenge 2.0. Darker. Debated. Leak Jake's full trail? Torch's comeback? Or expose Emily's complicity? Her daddy's girl. Signing Voss checks? Sal's words echoed. Long shot. But hell. I'd bet my soul already. Kara coaxed. Double down EP. The brothers flip. Ultimate twist.
Twist.
Or tragedy. Mom called. Voice cracking. Jake's distant again. Something wrong.
Wrong.
The Harlan rot.
Metastasizing.
I'll fix it, I lied. Fixed with fire. Anonymous drop to feds. Jake's signatures. Timed post-leak. Morning headlines. Prodigy son in laundering web. Raids hit his office. Emily's tearful statement leaked. I suspected. But loved him. Love. The excuse that bound us all. Jake texted you? After everything? Everything. The car. The cancer.
The cake.
You're everything, I replied. Not mine. He vanished. Rumors of fleeing to Canada. Bar revoked pending. Mom sold the house. Moved south alone. Proud, she wrote. But heartbroken for all of us. Heartbroken. The debatable end. I toppled the Titan Voss. But felled my brother too. Heroic purge or pyrrhic spite. Forums raged. Lily liberated them. Versus. She nuked her own blood. O'Malley's crowd split. Sal bought rounds for justice. Ron grumbled. Won the war. Lost the kin.
War.
Peace elusive. But in the quiet, writing my truth, I breathed.
Free-ish.
Yet the final hook, a package arrived, Jake's. Forwarded. Inside. Escalade keys. Rusted. Note. Your choice started it. Mine ends it. Forgive?
Forgive.
The ultimate controversy. Keys in hand. I drove to the ditch, snow long melted. Grass reclaiming scars. Tossed them in. Watched ripples fade. End, or ellipsis. Summer scorched Chicago. Humidity clinging like unresolved grudges. My memoir deal inked. 6 figures. Ghostwriter optional, but the advance felt dirty. Blood money from Betrayal's bestseller. O'Malley's thrived on my notoriety. Tourists snap selfies at Lily's stool, tipping fat for the real story. Ron expanded the menu. Harlan's revenge wings. Spicy as hell. I laughed. But inside?
Hollow.
Mom settled in Sarasota. Condo views of the Gulf mocking Midwestern misery. Video calls showed sun-kissed cheeks, but eyes shadowed. Jake surfaced, she said one humid evening. Pixels blurring her sigh. Called from Vancouver. Wants to come home, clean slate.
Clean.
The word mocked. And you? Miss him. Miss you both.
Pause.
The keys.
He told me.
Symbolic. Symbolic. Or surrender. Maybe. Post-leak. Jake's trail went cold. RCMP tipped no extradition for civil matters. Feds focused on Voss's empire crumble. Emily? Divorced filing. Tell-all brewing. Blind to the brotherhood. Kara poached her for a rival pod. Ratings war. My betrayal the spark. Debate festered online. AATA for dooming my brother? Threads dissected. NLT. He deserved it versus.
Ita.
Families forever. Psychologists chimed. Trauma bonding versus. Toxic loyalty. I scrolled numb, wondering if I'd bonded or just bombed. Ron noticed, pulling me aside post-shift. You're fading.
Kid.
That fire in you? Dimming. Fire. Revenge's glow. Now ash. What's left? Voss jailed. Jake ghost. Mom adrift. Victory lap feels like a dirge. He poured 2 fingers of Jameson. Then pivot. Right the gray, no heroes. Just humans fucking up. Humans. The Harlan specialty. I nodded. But sleep evaded. Dreams of ditches. Keys sinking. Dad's letter whispering fight. Fight morphed to flight. Sarasota visit. Booked impulse. Mom met me at the airport. Hugs fierce. Her frailty, belying strength. Look at you, published author. Pride-laced pain. We walked the beach. Waves erasing footprints like lies. Jake emailed. She confessed over conch fritters.
Says sorry.
Wants forgiveness. Yours. Mine.
Sorry.
Currency devalued in our house. For what part?
All.
She traced sand patterns. I enabled it. Lily. Chose stability over soul. Your father's shadow. I hid in it.
Hid.
Or harbored. And now.
Now.
I testify. Voss's trial, victim impact. For you.
For me.
The twist I'd craved, Mom. Unburdened.
Standing.
Tears mixed with sea spray. Proud, I whispered. Trial loomed September. Miami Federal Court, Vasa Circus. Media frenzy. I flew down. Memoir notes in tow. Testifying as key witness to pattern. Jake? Subpoena dodged. But his depots loomed via video. Fugitive chic. Beard scruffy. Courtroom buzzed. Suits. Survivors.
Sharks.
Voss. Orange jumpsuit. Glared daggers. My turn, reliving the car. The covers. The cake. It wasn't theft, I said, voice echoing. It was erasure. Mr. Voss profited from our silence. Millions laundered through charities that fed no one but egos. Jury leaned in, white collar weary. Nodding. Mom followed. I signed.
Blind.
But my daughter paid. We all did. Voss's lawyer pounced. MS. Harlan. Your leaks, vigilante justice? Or vendetta? Vendetta. The word hung. Justice delayed, I countered. Not denied. Jake's video flickered, haggard. Hollow. I followed Dad's lead.
Mistake.
But Lily. She escalated. Family imploded for clicks.
Clicks. The pod. The book.
Guilt pricked. Had fame fueled fury? Jury murmured. Judge banged gavel. Deliberation dragged. 3 days. Hurricanes brewing offshore. Verdict. Voss guilty. 25 years.
Restitution million.
Cheers erupted. Mom collapsed weeping. Me holding her as flashes popped.
Outside.
Emily waited, older. Wiser. No ring. He reached out, she said. Begging return. But I see now. The cycle. Cycle. Break or perpetuate? You free? I asked. Learning. Handshake. Not hug, acquaintances in apocalypse. Back in Chicago. Fall leaves turned blood red. Mirroring regrets. Book launch loomed. Shades of Harlan. Cover a shadowed family portrait. Blurred faces. Signing line snaked. Fans gushing inspirational. Skeptics sneering profiting off pain?
Pain.
Profound. Profitable. Ron hosted after-party at O'Malley's. Wings devoured. Toast slurred. Sal raised glass. To long shots paying off.
Paid.
But the bill? Mom's isolation. Jake's exile. My trust torched. Final twist drop Christmas Eve. Package. No return. Inside. Burned ledger pages. Dad's scrawl. To Jake. Lily's the heir. Stronger than us.
Give her the firm when time. Time. His death.
Unfulfilled.
Heir.
The ultimate irony. Intended successor. Scapegoated instead. Jake's note clipped. Read it. Yours if you want. Or burn. Merry Christmas.
J.
Vancouver postmark. Return ticket enclosed. Choice. Reclaim the ruins. Rebuild with brother? Or raise? Walk unscarred? I flew north. Snow Globe City, welcoming warily. Jake met at airport, thinner.
Tentative. Coffee shop.
Not courtroom. The letter, he started. Dad played us both. Us. Inclusive now. Why tell? Ending the flip. No more sides. Eyes earnest. Firm scraps yours. Or we dissolve. Donate. Donate. Redemption arc. Debatable. And Emily? Mom. Working it. Therapy. Real this time.
Real.
The gray-eyed chased. We talked hours, car confessions, Cancer fears.
Cake regrets.
No hugs. But handshakes. Tentative truce. Mom visited New Year's, 3 of us. Zoom toasting.
Family, she said.
Flawed. But fighting. Fighting. Forward. Book epilogue penned. No tidy bow. Revenge? Catharsis, laced with cost. Twist? We're all antagonists in someone's script, right? Wrong. Or rivetingly ruined. Debate rages. Readers split. Happy-ish heel or bikeh tragic truth. Me? I breathe.
Right?
Tend O'Malley's bar. Free. Fractured. Fully me. Lily Harlan. Avenger. Author. Maybe someday sister again. The end? Yours to argue.